Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. The US and Iran appear no closer to finding an end to their war after the two sides traded fire in the Gulf amid a tenuous ceasefire. Washington has been awaiting Tehran's response to a US proposal that would formally end the war before talks on more contentious issues, including Iran's nuclear program. Sporadic clashes continued on Friday between Iranian forces and US vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran's semi-official Fars news agency reported. The Tasnim news agency later cited an Iranian military source saying the situation had calmed, but warning more clashes were possible. A US intelligence analysis has concluded that Iran can withstand a naval blockade for months. A CIA assessment indicated that Iran would not suffer severe economic pressure from a US blockade of Iranian ports for about another 4 months. A US official familiar with the matter suggested that US leverage over Tehran remains limited as the two sides seek to end a conflict that has been unpopular with US voters. A senior intelligence official called the claims about the CIA analysis false, saying the blockade is inflicting real compounding damage, severing trade, crushing revenue, and accelerating systemic economic collapse. Pakistan-mediated backdoor diplomacy between the United States and Iran has made significant progress, with talks likely to resume in Islamabad as early as next week. According to the Wall Street Journal, the US and Iranian officials are working with mediators on a one-page, 14-point memorandum of understanding. The proposed document would set the framework for around 1 month of formal talks. If negotiations progress, the 1-month period could be extended by mutual agreement. The proposed talks are expected to include detailed discussions on Iran's nuclear program, uranium enrichment, and the handling of Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpiles. US intelligence agencies believe Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, has been involved in shaping Tehran's wartime strategy and negotiations with Washington. The report, citing sources familiar with assessments, says Khamenei has remained largely out of public view after sustaining injuries during the conflict, but is still believed to be communicating through trusted intermediaries. Iranian officials, however, say he is recovering well and dismiss speculation about his health. US assessments also suggest Iran's military has been weakened by strikes, but retains operational missile capability, while senior Revolutionary Guard figures are managing day-to-day governance amid ongoing diplomacy with the US. Britain has announced the deployment of warship HMS Dragon to the Middle East amid ongoing tensions in the region. The air defence destroyer is expected to support a potential multinational mission aimed at protecting shipping routes in the Strait of Hormuz. Officials say the move is part of wider preparations as concerns over maritime security continue to grow. The US Treasury has announced sanctions against 10 individuals and companies, including several in China and Hong Kong, over accusations they aided Iran's efforts to secure weapons and the raw materials needed to build its Shahed drones and ballistic missiles. In a statement, Treasury said it remained ready to take economic action against Iran's military-industrial base to prevent Tehran from reconstituting its production capacity. It also said it was prepared to act against any foreign company supporting illicit Iranian commerce, including airlines, and could impose secondary sanctions on foreign financial institutions that aid Iran's efforts, including those connected to China's independent teapot oil refineries. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has rejected US intelligence claims that Tehran's military capabilities were weakened by the war, saying Iran's missile inventory now stands at 120% of pre-war levels. In a social media post, Araghchi accused Washington of repeatedly choosing reckless military adventure whenever diplomacy is possible. Iran's National Security Commission member Ali Khezrian has warned that Tehran will respond militarily to the US naval blockade, saying attacks on Iranian ships will not go unanswered. In an interview, he said that a naval blockade is considered a military act, and a military act receives a military response. Sporadic clashes between Iranian and US forces were reported in the Strait of Hormuz, though Iranian media later said the situation had calmed. Russia and Ukraine have confirmed that they have agreed to a US-brokered 3-day ceasefire that will run from May 9th to May 11th. And US President Donald Trump said he hoped it would be extended. Trump's announcement of the temporary ceasefire on Truth Social earlier in the day also said each country would exchange 1,000 prisoners of war. Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social that the Ukraine-Russia ceasefire would include a suspension of all kinetic activity and a swap of 1,000 prisoners from each country. The International Monetary Fund has approved the latest review of Pakistan's reform program, unlocking $1.2 billion in fresh financing under the ongoing IMF arrangements. Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb said the decision reflects progress on difficult but necessary economic reforms. The package includes around $1 billion under the Extended Fund Facility and $200 million through the Resilience and Sustainability Facility. The IMF said Pakistan met key targets linked to taxation, energy pricing and fiscal discipline, while a new IMF mission is expected in Islamabad later this month for budget talks and further reform discussions. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.